My dad was part of the Air Force, and I have two aunts that were also Air Force. I very much appreciated being part of the Air Force family. I was able to just have different experiences that most people don't have. I hadn't planned to join. I went to college for a year and then I decided to move to San Diego, and it was very expensive there, and I walked into the recruiter's office and said, "You don't have to sell me a story, just sign me up." And that was in 2002. During basic that I received my job as a medical logistician, so essentially supply chain management for the hospitals around the Air Force bases. I had just planned to do the 4 years and be done, but within those 4 years I met my husband and life changed, and so then I was still having fun, and I continued. So my first 14 years, actually, I did medical logistics. For the last 6 years of my career, I was a first sergeant. When I first became a first sergeant, I was a master sergeant. When you promote to senior master sergeant, you just get larger squadrons, So I went from a 80, 100 person squadron to a 300, 400 person squadron. There was a pressure put on me because I was a senior first sergeant, and so being on call 24/7, for almost 6 years, I didn't sleep. I did not realize that I was so depleted until I had about 2 years left. Being a senior master sergeant in the Air Force, I lost who Tish was. My work responsibilities significantly impacted my family life. I've missed a lot of my kids' activities. I've had to leave early a lot from dinners. I've missed signs in my kids when they were struggling because I was just too exhausted to deal with it. And I would honestly say for my last year, I probably spent more time drunk than sober. When I retired, I was almost unrecognizable to myself, and I'm spending that time now finding out who I am. I think one of the best things I did was continuing my mental health journey with a therapist as I've transitioned out. Then I found a program called Boulder Crest Foundation that I was fortunate enough to be able to apply and go to their Warrior Path program, and those 7 days by myself to focus on just me and not have to worry about anything truly changed my life. What Boulder Crest has taught me about personal struggle, especially when it comes to the invisible wounds, there's a way that you could do it well. They take you through a labyrinth, and what they do is they tell you to pick up a rock, and then you walk through the labyrinth quietly and slowly. And when you get to the center of the labyrinth, you could say a prayer, you can say it out loud, whatever it is, but when you drop that boulder, that is you releasing everything that you've been carrying. When I dropped my boulder, that was me forgiving me. I am free to live the life that I deserve, because I haven't been living, and life is short, and it's my turn. To the veteran that is retiring, I would tell you to take care of yourself, to extend yourself grace, to enjoy the journey, because you can now, because this was 20 plus years that we spent in the military, and we don't know how to do the civilian life. So share your experience with those coming behind you, because it is fearful to get out of the military, but life is beautiful out here.